Hello everyone, Dylan May here, and today, well, as you could see, the topic of this video, well, as you can guess, I did go see 4 episodes of All Engines Go. That officially, the first one just officially aired on Monday, straight till today, which is Wednesday. And there's some, of course, some English dubs, which I've also watched. I've got nothing. I can't even think of a word to describe it, or it was that bad, I tell you. All Engines Go is officially a ginormous train wreck disaster. Hits the big iceberg and just went down. Yeah. It's awful, I tell you. The reason why it's awful is because, well, first of all, Thomas, Percy, and Nia, the new Big World, Big Adventures character, they're just, first of all, just like bunch of babyish style kids. Especially for Diesel, which is so annoying. And just everything about it is just so cartoony. And railway realism is so low to the bottom. Everything is just all, it's like I'm watching Chuggington / Mighty Express / Caillou in a whole. And that is a nice version to put it, to describe this monstrosity, imposter beast, cancer of the Thomas franchise. So the episodes that just recently came out that I've watched on YouTube, which is, if what I could remember, A Thomas Promise. Yes, it's a very stupid title for it. Let me see what else. Thomas Blasts Off, if I could remember. License to Delivery, and Rules of the Game. That's how far I went. And I've struggled. And I even barely watched the whole thing. I mean, I just ended up like skipping a little because I don't really want to watch the whole thing. Or I did from most of the episodes, but I just couldn't even take it. It's just that awful. So awful, I tell you. And in this one character, Carla, she's now just some crane engine rather than an actual crane in Brenham Docks. which is messed up and sad. But because All Engines Go and Thomas and Friends are very separated from each other, which I understand. So it's two separated shows. And yes, All Engines Go is actually, of what Mattel confirms as, season 1 of All Engines Go. And it just really baffles me that few people out there still call All Engines Go as Series 25, when it's really not Series 25, mind you, for those who are watching right now. All Engines Go is just season 1. So, Thomas and Friends has been on hold for now. I really hope that we do get Series 25 in the future after this cancer fails and will not last very long, which I have absolutely no doubt at all about that. Diesel, for example, in the Railway series and in Thomas and Friends, he was described as a villainish, devious character, which in the Railway series, he only appeared in Duck and the Diesel Engines, and that was it. Though in Christopher Awdry's book, Thomas and the Evil Diesel, which is a one-book story, Diesel did appear. But in Thomas and Friends, he did appear after Series 2 of Thomas and Friends in 1986 in Series 3. And then he appeared again in Series 6 all the way till Series 24. Well, in the CGI series, he was kind of a little... Once in a while, he does seem bland in the CGI. But he still has this devious in him, at least. But it's like annoying when he even laughs in the CGI series. But if you compare All Engines Go Diesel and Thomas and Friends Diesel, if you look at their personalities, like if you listen to Diesel's Ringo Starr voice and All Engines Go Diesel's childish voice, and you can tell that the Ringo Diesel, Thomas and Friends, made it sound so devious and so evilish. Like he's really that kind of a bad villain. And in All Engines Go, Diesel there is just a bland, childish, bullyish, but also friendish at the same time, which is like, it just baffles me. He's just, that's the Diesel in All Engines Go that is just so awful. And I even hate that voice, Diesel's voice in All Engines Go. I hate Thomas's voice. I hate Percy's voice. I just hate it. It's just so American and childish. When in Thomas and Friends, from series 1 to 24, all engines are like older, adult-ish, I would say. And in the CGI series, the UK dub, they all have great British accents, which are very accurate and suitable for them, which is Audrey accurate. Even some other characters in Thomas and Friends series 1 to 24, or like some in the series 5, or in the CGI series when they're new introducing characters. Some are just non-Audrey Railway series characters. But even they have great British accents. While some are international, ever since Big World, Big Adventures, there are international accents. But anyways, I even do not like Gordon's American father voice in All Engines Go. If you listen to that voice and Thomas and Friends Gordon's UK voice in a CGI series, even Ringo Starr's, he's like pompous and sounds made him sound like a proud, pompous character. And in the reboot, he just sounds like a father and with American accent, and I just hate it. I really do. Even the character animations are so bad. And the animation itself is just so cheap. Like, all the engines can like squash and stretch like Casey Jr. in Disney's 1941 film Dumbo, when you see Casey just squash and jumps. Even in Chuggington and Mighty Express. And it means that there are 0 humans in that show. Just no humans. So Top Hat, aka the Fat Controller, is not even in All Engines Go. As it was stated a while ago in the Sorta Island fan site blog, What to Expect, Kemble Breyer lied to us about the Fat Controller being in the reboot, and also having engines' wheels not as hands. Not as hands. But guess what? You see them using their wheels as hands to switch points or do any other stuff. It's just really so painful to look at. Like, it's a little hard to describe, but when I watched it, it's like it had a little pain feeling inside of your head, inside of your brain, which I actually literally felt. No kidding. And just seeing their face and their funnels like move, squashed out. And even the part when Thomas goes backwards, you see Thomas's whole face turning like this, which is terrifying, I tell you. And they can even stretch out their bodies where you could see their wheels. And like when you see Thomas and Percy, for example, moving, an engine would go through. Also, are the engines even on the rails? I mean, if you see Diesel, for example, in License to Delivery, when he was just playing with those freaking cows, which is so dumb. When he keeps turning, you can tell, like, when you look at his wheels, they're not even on the rails. When he just keeps turning. When he hears the squeak of the points and Percy just making stupid animal noises. And characters like the new character named Sandy, who is basically like just a little child of Carly, I would assume. Well, hopefully not a daughter of that, which I wouldn't want to be in that direction, because I hope that is not a thing, since it was mentioned that Gordon was like Thomas's father, which I hope isn't a thing. Sandy, you see her, she has these mechanical arms, and she is so exaggerated, bouncing around, jumping. Mechanical arms, and she's even carried by Carly when she's trying to unload some blocks on Thomas's flatbed. And a part when Sandy's actually riding on a bicycle on the rails in a Thomas Promise. I kid you not. Also, when Percy told Thomas that he is still the best useful tank train, is what I think he said, or he might have said, really useful little train, that is just so insulting, because Thomas, first of all, is a tank engine, not a train. A train is when an engine pulls something, like passenger trains or goods trains. Well, in the US, we call them freight trains, but you get what I mean for goods trains. But those types are called trains. When a locomotive itself, without pulling anything, is an engine. And Thomas is a tank engine. Gordon is a tender engine. Also, the characters are now killed off the show. Like Edward and Toby, my two favorite characters. And Duck, Donald and Douglas, the Caledonian twins, Oliver, his Break Van Toad, the Scarloey railway engines, the Arsail railway engines. Pretty much all characters are just killed off. And though Annie and Clarabelle did appear in License to Delivery, however, Annie and Clarabelle are actually literally moving on their own by themselves. And they're with Gordon, and you don't see Gordon coupling them. None of the engines are like coupling Annie and Clarabelle, not even Thomas. And it also looks like Annie and Clarabelle are no longer Thomas's faithful branch line coaches, since in All Engines Go universe, Annie and Clarabelle, even troublesome trucks, can actually move by themselves. And it's because, and would it be because if they have faces like engines too? Is that what Mattel would believe? Mattel, Christopher Keane, Rick, and Campbell, if you guys or any of the animators of All Engines Go are watching this, I hope you're proud of yourself. You should be ashamed of yourself. I wouldn't even want to blame voice actors because, honestly, the voice actors are not their fault. They're not responsible for it. They were just hired to voice the lines that Rick wrote. The voice actors did not write the scripts, so voice actors, I would just give them a pass. But the ones that actually worked on All Engines Go, like the animating and the directing and the writing, you are those people I would blame. Again, I hope you're proud of it, Mattel. And Nelvana, or I take it back about Nelvana. No, Nelvana I would actually feel really sorry for, because Nelvana is honestly a good animation company. I mean, they would have been better if they would animate the CGI series of Thomas and Friends, since Nelvana is also a Canadian company, like Jam-Filled, Arc, and Nitrogen, I believe. Or is Nitrogen a Canadian a studio? I don't really know. I can't remember. But if Nelvana did the CGI animation, they would have do a great job. I just feel bad that Nelvana is given the job to force by Mattel people to do 2D style rather than doing the CGI. Honestly, Nelvana's animation is, like I said, just so cheap. Cheap 2D animation. And it's like you're staring at a bright colored junk food location background world. I mean, it even makes Disney animation in Disney animated films like more beauty to look at for Disney's hand-drawn animated films, or 2D I should put, than Nelvana's 2D. Also, the songs in there are just so annoying to listen to. And I really hate that. If poor Wilbur Audrey sees this, he would not be pleased. I bet he's up there just seeing All Engines Go down here and seeing our reactions. But he is definitely not pleased at all. And I bet his son and daughter, Christopher Audrey and Veronica Chambers, they for sure will not be pleased at all if they see this. And I hope they would sue Mattel for destroying Wilbert's creation and the legacy of Thomas and the Railway series. In fact, another thing to point out is that in the beginning, when it said, based on the Railway series by the Rev W. Audrey, created by Britt Allcroft, That is so very insulting to the injury. That is just so insulting. Very. Beyond insulting. Outrageously insulting. It's just so disgraceful. So disgusting. And so despicable. As Gordon, James, and Henry would point it out. If you parents are watching this, please do not show this. Do not show All Engines Go to your kids. Show them Thomas and Friends Series 1 to 24. And if Series 25 does come in the future, show them that too. Don't show them All Engines Go. Also, there are new All Engines Go merchandise that are on the way. Like the motorized All Engines Go Thomas and Percy, even the new Push-Along Thomas and Percy, and rest of the All Engines Go characters. Do not buy All Engines Go merchandise, because if you do, you're basically giving out your money. And Mattel will see the success of it. If you do not give them money, then Mattel will realize that All Engines Go is a bad idea, and they will resume Thomas and Friends and cancel All Engines Go. Seriously, just go and buy nostalgic Thomas and Friends merchandise. I will link the 2 websites with the best Thomas merch, like Ertl, Take Along, Adventures, Tommy, Trackmaster, etc. in the description. 2 links in the description. And you can buy those merchandise rather than All Engines Go merchandise that are coming. All in all, Thomas and All Engines Go is officially a huge disgrace and an embarrassment to the Thomas franchise. I couldn't even believe that Thomas and Friends became one of those types of popular shows where they got their own separated reboots, like the Muppets and the other popular shows out there that have their own separated baby style shows, which I do not understand at all. I mean, what's with all that stupid baby style reboot shows? Seriously, what is up with that? What's up with the baby style reboots? I don't understand. It's so stupid and just a cash cow. Well, that's all I gotta say for now, and thank you guys for watching, and have a wonderful day. Or not wonderful for me now, because I've struggled with All Engines Go. It'll take a while for me. In the future, when All Engines Go when All Engines Go fails and gets canceled, it'll be hopefully forgotten. It'll take time to remove it off our minds. Anyway, stay away from All Engines Go. And bye for now.